Yes, welcome. Welcome, lovers and friends, to what I believe is not the Lord Petty podcast anymore. I'm still contemplating it, but I'm still in the contemplation stage of the day where I'm thinking about renaming the show to Dangerous Misinformation. How do y'all feel about that? That's what I want to know. How you feel about the name change, because your input, it matters, because you're the person that listens to this shit. But thank you for tuning in. God, I got to restructure my whole thing. Habits are hard to break. I'm going to go, welcome to the Lord Petty podcast, the only place in the world we love everybody, make fun of everything. So now that I've done that, it's like Tourette's. Now I'm ready to go, dude. I'm ready to go. We're back on the OG mic. If you're an audio guy, you can hear the difference. And if not, you probably don't give a fuck. I just swore in the first thing again. Doesn't matter. I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's been a long week. I missed you. I missed you in my deep, dark German heart. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be speaking to yous. And I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day no matter what you're doing. Follow me on IG at Rodney Wrights, on Twitter at Rodney Wrights, and check out me stuffs, dude. Yeah, appreciate y'all. We have a great show ahead of us. Everybody always says that. I wish somebody would just come out one time and just say, hey, we have a really shitty show ahead of us, but that is not the case. We're here. We're going to be vibing. We got some good shit to talk about. And the first thing I want to talk about is how crazy the things are that we're even arguing about. How have we gotten to this point, dude? How have we gotten to this point where we're arguing about whether Joe Dementia, that's what we should call him, is Joe Dementia, whether Joe Biden has dementia or there's multiple genders mutilating kids? Like, how did we get to this point? You know, I'm usually the guy when I say, you know, usually I make fun of the right-wingers that talk about, oh, that's a slippery slope. Like, fuck your slippery slope. Usually it's like, no, we should have common sense and have boundaries and have, you know, it's like you can smoke a cigarette every once in a while. If you smoke a pack a day, it's going to fuck you up after a while. But if you smoke a cigarette every once in a while, you're going to be fine. That's like anything else. We need to have balance in the universe, right? We can have gay people walking around. That's okay. We just can't have people walking around fucking kids in dog masks. There's got to be boundaries, you know, there's got to be things, but eventually you got to draw a hard-ass line, dude, and we're getting to the point where we got to draw a hard-ass line, and otherwise kids are going to be getting hard-ass dick, and they're also going to be getting their shit chopped off, so I don't know. Who cares, dude? Or how does somebody not recognize Biden's dementia? That's what I don't understand. How do you not hear this guy talk and go, what else do people need? I don't understand what else people need. I get it. I come from a normie background, okay? And here's the thing. I understand why people are normies, because when I was a normie, I was pretty happy. I was happy I had a girlfriend, I had a regular dead-end job that I enjoyed, I had a bunch of idiot friends that I enjoyed being around. I didn't know better. If I say, hey, I need to get informed about the world and let me turn on the news, that's what I thought I'd get my news from. If something was wrong with me, I'd go to the doctor, oh, he's going to fix me. It was fine. My life was great. I believed everything. I was just walking around the Matrix having a grand old time. And now I'm just fucking paranoid all the time. Am I awake or am I just miserable? Which one am I? I don't know. So here's the thing, because there's nothing else that could happen or people could say. There's nothing else that could possibly happen that'll wake up a normie if it has not already woken them up. So those people just don't want to wake up, and I don't blame them, because I miss it. I miss just not giving a fuck about anything besides, so let me go do my dumb little job, and then I'll go home and hang out with my girlfriend, and then I'll go grab beers with my friends at the bar. Now I'm just like freaking out about the gay frogs and shit. Like, fucking look at me, dude. The fuck am I wearing? This is just me now. I'm just living in a bomb shelter, dude. Just scared all the time. Just scared somebody's gonna walk in and fucking abduct me and put something up my ass, infuse into my liver backwards to make me want to be trans or some shit, dude. God knows what the fuck they're putting in the water. Down at the water, yeah, the water plant's probably the biggest drug dealer out there, dude. Speaking of drug dealers, okay? Hunter Biden. I think we are very hard on Hunter Biden. And a lot of people say, I mean, I posted a thing today where I said, let me get to the point. I do this thing, sometimes I don't connect my thoughts very well. Hunter Biden's pretty fucking cool, okay? For being as old as he is, that guy rages. He parties pretty damn hard. Let me tell you what, if I were the president's kid and I could be getting away with murder, I'd be partying, dude. We'd be raging. Me and the boys, we'd be tearing it up, dude. I would say, hey, come over. My dad's gone. You got presidential liquor. The big guy's gone. Come on over, dude. Let's do some lines off a George Washington painting. Like, how dope would that be, dude? How dope would it be to be the president's kid and just be a complete degenerate? Anybody hating on him is just hating. And people are saying, oh, he's a pedophile. I don't know anything about that, okay? I didn't give a fuck about the laptop. I don't even know what's going on with the laptop. I don't know what was on the laptop. I have no idea. I don't care. I don't concern myself with the details of these things. I concern myself with the big pictures and how they affect me. But I saw Hunter Biden in a bathtub smoking some crack with some fucked up teeth hanging out with hookers. And I said, that guy's cool. Because there's a lot of boring people in this world, dude. And sometimes I'm boring. I think we're all sometimes a little bit boring. And we got to really think about who we would be if we're walking around in somebody else's footsteps. And if we're walking around in Hunter Biden's footsteps. I've said this a million times. Like, if I were Justin Bieber, I'd be dead already. If I were Hunter Biden, you know, I'd be getting a lot of ass and spending a lot of money and doing a lot of shady shit. Let's keep it real. If I were Hunter Biden, there's no way I'd still be a free man. The whole family would be in prison because I'd be abusing it. And people say, oh, he's the blah, blah. He didn't choose that life. He didn't choose it. He was just born, you know? Like, so my dad was an aviation guy, right? And so I grew up around all these aviation guys, aviation industry. I worked in the aviation industry, and I wanted nothing to do with it. It's so boring. I hate airplanes. They're so fucking boring. I spent my whole childhood flying around on airplanes. I don't even like, I mean, like, I don't know. People say, oh, it's an adventure going on an airplane. How the fuck is it an adventure? You sit there. Some chick who thinks she's an Instagram model is bringing you peanuts the whole time that tastes like ass. Surprised you don't have to tip stewardesses yet. I'm surprised, dude. If you're not gonna have to tip flight attendants here pretty soon, I'm gonna be very, very überrascht, which is the word for surprised in the Deutsch. Is this God, dude? I'm worried about this microphone. Hello. Hello. I need a Prodosa. Here's one thing we got to fix, okay? Bad people need to be scared again, even though I just said that. But I don't think Hunter Biden's a bad person. I just think he's a fucking degenerate. But I mean, like, real bad people that go looting and people that want to hurt people and rob and steal and molest and all that, they're not scared anymore. They know that there's no repercussions. Why do you think when you go to the Middle East, people don't fuck around? Because they know they're going to find out. Remember that graph that the old guy was showing us, the fuck around and find out? We need more fuck around and find out in our society because right now, nobody's worried to find out. They think, oh, well, the cops are just going to show up. And then if the cops do anything, everybody's going to start filming with their phones and calling the cops racist. People need to be, like, you're supposed to be afraid of the cops. The cops are not your friends. The cops show up when you did something really fucking stupid. Now, when you get these small town cops that are just busting high school party, but even then, these high schoolers aren't supposed to be driving drunk. What if they hit some mom with 2 kids in her car and kill them? Like, I don't know, dude. I do know. Why do I say I don't know? I got to stop doing that. I got to break that habit of when I say something that I know is going to irk people, I say, I don't know. Of course I know. We need cops. Do we need crooked cops? No. But every job, right? If you go work somewhere, why wouldn't you reap the benefits of working somewhere? So if you're a fucking cop, right? And you're dealing with the scum of scum all day, why wouldn't you get away with driving 15 over? That's a perk. You probably go into your job and steal pens and do whatever you got to do, use the printer. If I'm a cop, I'm going to turn on my lights and run a red light every once in a while. And then you got some dumbass sovereign citizen wanting to pull up going, oh, are you allowed to do that? Can I see your ID? You become a fucking cop. That's what I hate about these people that harass the cops. Because if you harass the cops, now you get them all worked up. And if you ever worked a customer service job where the first asshole that comes in, now you don't want to deal with any of these people. So if you're just pointlessly a dickhead to a cop, and they're not these automatron bots or whatever you nerds call those robot people, they're humans. They get up, they take dumps, they say goodbye to their wives and kids or husbands, whatever. Woman cops exist, even though I would never want to have a woman partner cop, because what if you get in a scuffle with some big ass guy and now you got some chick going, girl power. They're humans, dude. When they got to show up and deal with all this scum and see dead bodies, well, we forget that they're people. We want to have all this compassion. You know what? In the last 10 years, right, we're talking about all this oppression and bigotry and judging people and what's the word? I forget. Basically, oppression and grouping people all together, right? Cops are the only group of people that have been oppressed for no fucking reason. Everybody else, like, what can't anybody do, right? We say, like, oh, we need to, like, name whatever, quote, marginalized group. Like, what can't people do? People can do whatever the fuck they want. The only people being villainized on a mass scale by the media, by the government, by corporations is cops. And we'd be fucked without cops. So I don't know who would ever want to be a cop, and I want nothing to do with cops. I don't like cops. I don't like dealing with cops. It's not like I dislike cops, okay? It's people, because I know they're people, but I don't want to deal with them when they're working. So what do? I don't drive outrageously fast, drunk with a loaded gun under the seat that isn't legal. And I try to not break fucking laws, dude. And we've got the cops so vilified that now the cops are scared to do their job, and the bad people are not scared anymore, dude. And I ain't scared. I like it. This has nothing to do with anything, but I said scared, and it made me think of Chingy. And the other day I heard the song, The Holiday Inn. And in his opening verse, he says, Peeps called me up, said there's a hotel party. Just bring the liquor. There's already 8 shawties. And then he says, okay, I'm on my way. Let me stop by the stove, get a 12-pack of Coronas and an ounce of Dro. So he's going to go show up to hang out with these 8 shawties with the 12-pack of Corona, dude. Chingy is cheap. His name is Chingy. And I mean, like, the reason his name's Chingy is because that's what the sound that cash makes. You know, when you get a bunch of, like, gold coins, it's Chingy. I don't know, dude. Joe Rogan beefing with the vaccine guy, and I want it to happen. Here's one thing I noticed about anybody, okay? And this is pretty fucking universal. I don't usually like to make blanket statements, but for the most part, anybody that hates Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and Tucker Carlson, who am I missing? I think those are the big 4. Those are like the Mount Rushmore of people just completely shutting their fucking brains off. Do I agree with everything that each one of them says? No, but I don't have to, because most of the time they aren't even stating their opinions. Most of the time they're just stating the realities of the world. And then their whole message and their whole thing is personal accountability and responsibility and putting your feelings out of the way and just kind of doing what's right by people in general. And so you get these super effeminate men, right, who ironically all they do is play video games where they pretend to be an alpha male in the video game, right? You get these super effeminate men who just hate hate men in general. And the whole reason they hate these 4 people, the whole reason they hate Rogan, Tate, Tucker, and Elon, is because they preach responsibility. And these guys don't want to be responsible for anything. They want to blame the world for all their problems. They want to bitch and moan and just have bitch-ass behavior, dude. I do think that's funny with the video games, because they go, oh, toxic masculinity, and they sit there playing Call of Duty all day. Like, what is that? You realize real people have to go fight these wars that you guys start, right? Since when did Democrats become these wars? Because by definition, let's see, what's the definition of liberal? Let me look this up. I think this is the first time I ever used my computer on the podcast. Liberal definition, because I'm pretty sure by definition I'm a liberal. Willing to respect or accept behavior opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. Yes. Relating or denoting to political or social philosophy that promotes individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, free enterprise. How the fuck are the liberals now liberals? They're not. They're fascists, ironically running around fighting fascism by trying to silence people and attack anybody that says anything that they disagree with. It makes no sense, dude. We've gone in this big clown world loop, and that's, speaking of going to loops, it's back to the first point. Like, what the fuck are we arguing about? God, these people aren't supposed to be, they're supposed to be getting eaten by saber-toothed tiger. We've taken humanity too far. People that can't do anything for themselves, we've just strung them along, and them chickens have came home to roost. It's unbelievable, dude. The definition of a liberal. Okay, supporter of policies that are socially progressive and promote social welfare. Yeah, social welfare, like sending all our money to wars instead of taking care of our homeless people. You see all these fucking homeless people everywhere? There's hungry people in America, and we're sending millions and billions of dollars to fight wars that don't concern us at all. It's like we can't take care of Americans, and then we open up the borders and tell more, yes, come in. We're not going to take care of you either. Everybody come here, and then we're going to send all our money to it's not even here. Fucking rip everybody off with students. Like, oh, you need to go get an education. For what? What can you learn in a classroom that you can't learn on YouTube? Who cares if you have this little stupid fucking piece of paper, dude? It's just a drinking degree. You just go to college and drink the whole time. And yes, you network, you meet people, but you're going to meet cool people anyway if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Drop out of college, kids. Anyway, whoops. It's unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable. On to the next point. I saw a comment the other day. I was browsing Instagram, and I forget what the actual post was. Basically, the guy was saying, let me rephrase this, okay? You hear modern women complaining a lot, speaking of guys saying, oh, he wants a mother, he doesn't want a wife. Because a guy will say, well, I kind of want a nurturing woman that is loving and helps take care of the family and does things around the house. How is that wanting a mother? Especially, what do girls want? Girls want a guy that provides, that can fix shit, that's useful, somebody that you can lean on. What does that sound like? Sounds like a fucking father to me. Unless they ironically have daddy issues. And if they have daddy issues, they want the opposite. They want some fucked up guy. But like a sane woman, right? A sane woman wants those things that I just listed, right? A protective, providing, caring, just good guy. Sounds like a father to me, dude. So I think it's pretty natural that we both lean towards tendencies that remind us of good parents because we want good parents for our children. Fucking nut jobs, dude. Like, oh, I don't want to wash dishes. That's so 1950s. But I also want to be a housewife, and I want a guy to fix everything who takes care of me. These chicks want traditional men, and they want no accountability, dude. And I shouldn't say these chicks as a broad statement. It's not all of them, but you know what makes them that way is these guys that put up with it, and I don't put up with it for a second, dude. I'm good, bro. I'm good. That's one nice thing about getting older. You just stop giving a fuck. You see just a really hot girl and you go, I'm not dealing with that if she's not mentally stable. But anyways, speaking of being mentally stable, I feel like I could have been a doctor because I can't remember the last time a doctor actually helped me. And if I were, I should go get no, let me say this. Getting the medical degree would be really hard because you got to go and learn a bunch of bullshit. But then once you're a doctor, unless you're like, if you're just a primary care physician, all you do is tell people, yeah, it's in your head, take this Xanax. And then if that doesn't work, you send them off to a specialist. I can do that. Oh, you got to give somebody a shot? Nurse. Primary physician is the most overhyped job in the world. And I know this because I've done it. Where are we at? 20 minutes? Yeah, we're going to start winding things down. Okay. I went to the San Antonio Comedy Club here the other night because, I don't know what it is about stand-up. I hate stand-up, but I can't stay away from it. So I went to the comedy club here in San Antonio. I was just going to pop in, and it was fucking terrible, dude. I turned around and left, and I went to Twin Peaks. And I've never been to a Twin Peaks, but I went to Twin Peaks and I met a felon wearing a Gucci hat. And we sat there and we did shots together. And he was telling me about how he broke up with this girl 2 weeks ago, who we found a bunch of videos of her on the computer of her just getting fucked. It's one thing cheating, but why are you taking a bunch of videos, dude? I saw some shit I didn't want to see, but at least it wasn't videos. Poor guy, dude. That's trauma. That is trauma. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in. I really, really mean that. Please leave a rating. Please leave a review if you want. Not if you want, just do it, dude. At least leave a rating. You lazy fuck. Appreciate y'all. You guys have a great week. Follow me on the IGs. Tell somebody about the podcast, okay? Tell somebody about the podcast. Thank you for spreading this dangerous misinformation. Love y'all.